All right. So I built this reactor. We got some cable here so I can continue using the energizing orb. And we also have the ice being made here. And a sink outputting into the reactor. Sometimes it needs water. Then also into the freezer here. From engineers decor. Right now it's off. It was just making too much blue lights. So now I have a filter here, whitelist, the blue ice, and look how much we have. We have over 300. So that's really nice. And then got some temporary things here because I need slime. We have mycelium, a barrel. You put wish water into there, and then you put a mushroom and you get a block of slime. That's really cool. And in between cuts, I did a stream where we got some integrated dynamics set up here. So we have the mechanical squeezer and the mechanical drying basin with a lot of mineral. The another thing I did over here, really simple, added some cabling and what do you call this? Item interface. Yeah, so we got a thing here, the what do you call it? Storage terminal. And that's how we make different things. And I made this thing here, omnidirectional connector, and now I have a portable storage controller. So that's really cool. And then I also have storage doors. Well, functional storage, I guess it's called. What's the name of this? Just a drawer. Okay. So all of these drawers are connected to the controller here without cabling, without anything. And also have another cable here with another omnidirectional connector. So now we can see what's connected to the storage jar system. Got some empty drawers there. We have the ice. We have the cobblestone. And now what I want to do is make all the different resources here. All these blocks I need to automate, passively generate. So we need some sieves and some hammers. So I'm just gonna cut away, make the system. So I did all this here, and this is gonna create a lot of resources for us. So we have the cobblestone outputting into a drawer of cobblestone that outputs into a flux hammer right there. You see under there. That gives us the gravel that outputs into a storage drawer that outputs into two directions. One for sieve, the resources, and another direction for crushing the gravel into sand. And the sand outputs to another drawer that outputs into three different directions. one for the flux sieve that gives us resources, and then the other direction into the soul sand production. So we have a barrel that fills up with water, comes from a sink, and under the barrel is mycelium. And then the water transforms into rich water, and sometimes the sand outputs into here that gives us soul sand, and soul sand outputs into a flux sieve. And then we have over here the sand goes into another hammer, crushes down into dust. Then the dust outputs to another drawer that outputs into two directions. One for the flux sieve and one for clay production. And then we have a barrel that gets water into it. Then the dust goes into it. That gives us the clay. And then we come over here. We have three different igneous extruders. One for basalt, Netherack, and endstone. The igneous extruder that gives you Netherack and glowstone has a block under it. For the endstone, there is glowstone block, and the Netherack has a block of redstone, and then on each side of the igneous extruder is rich water and lava. And yes, this whole area has the game rule where fire tick is off, so you don't see this whole place burning down. So finally, we have the basalt that gets generated similar to how it is in vanilla. Vanilla, we have soil under the igneous extruder with blue ice and lava on each side of the igneous extruder. And then the basalt directly outputs into a flux sieve. Then for each of the netherrack and the endstone, they output into hammers, and that gives you the crush variety, and then they get sieved. Then finally, we need to get into a little bit of mechanism because the way we get skystone, I think the best route to take is use mechanism. So we make a metallurgic infuser, and then we finally need to make an enrichment chamber. It requires two basic circuits that require each two redstone and osmium to make one. And then we need to make the steel casing, which we use mechanism for that. So we will need only two coal. Yeah. So we just make this and I'll come right back. All right. So we got this steel casing here, and let's make the enrichment chamber. Bam. Nice. So we will put this back over here, all the way here. And then we can put this here and put on the bottom. So one tip here, click on the bottom right, and it clears everything. So input on the bottom, output on the left. That should be it. Why is this not going out? That's why. We need a wrench. And that will output this skystone dust into the enrichment chamber. And there we go. We got skystone. Then that outputs to the left like that. And then that gets crushed. That should go out there. Is this not? That should work. Because there's nothing there. Yeah, skystone. That should go into here. And it's not. Maybe already, yeah. There you go. It did it. So that gives me the crushed skystone. And then that outputs into there and goes into this chest. And I think that is going to be a good place to leave it. Look at that. We got some nether right here. And rose quartz and cobalt and nether quartz, gold. We got some good resources here. So from here we have ender pearls, platinum, and forest flowers. So this is how we can get the forest fruit. And then over here we have the flux dust, runes from forbidden and arcanus, and then amethyst shards, and the skystone dust. That is all from these three machines. So from on this side, all of the stuff from the gravel goes into the drawer controller. This is not set up yet, but that will give us a lot of resources as well. And we can see over here what comes from the sand. All of this, raw uraninite, uranium, prismarine shards, and prosperity shards, salt, and prismarine crystals, as well as arcane crystals, and more iron pieces, cocoa beans as well. And then finally we have what comes from the dust. It's all of this. Glaze powder, all of this here. So I think on that note, I think I'll call it for this episode. So yeah, all of this and more will be coming up in the following episodes. And I think we will get into magic in the next episode. I'll see you then.